Hi, I'm Nico. Today will be a pretty spicy vinyasa flow, hips and heart opening. We're more opening the front of the hips rather than the outside of the hips. So let's start on our back, and if you have a block out, grab it. If not, totally fine. And if you do have a block, we'll bring it somewhere so that we can grab it with our hand when we mount onto the back. And let's start wherever feels comfortable here. I like to start in Supta Baddha Konasana to start with opening up those hips, letting the knees go wide like butterfly, bringing one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Take a few moments to settle in, finding the breath. Start to notice how smoothly the breath is moving through the body, specifically in the heart space, the chest. Not doing anything about it just now, but really feeling it. Because by the end of the class, hopefully, we will have opened up the heart space and the breath will move more smoothly through it, able to open it up even more. And let's take a couple big breaths together. Take a big inhale through the nose to fill up. Big exhale out the mouth, let it go. One more time, just like that. Inhale through the nose, fill. Exhale, release. Feel the lips. If it feels good, find Ujjayi breath in and out through the nostrils, soft constriction in the back of the throat. And if you brought the knees out wide in Supta Baddha Konasana, let's bring the hands to the outsides of the legs, bring the knees together, and then pull the knees into the chest, giving yourself a good squeeze. We'll start with bridge pose, so plant the feet hip width distance apart underneath the knees. Reach your hands towards your heels, starting to get into those hips and heart space. Already, we'll inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips up towards the sky. Hold here, see if you can tuck your tailbone a little bit more, pulling the ribs in line with the spine. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards one another, lift the hips even higher, and then exhale, lower the hips all the way down to the ground. Two more times, just like that. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. This time, let's hold them high. If you happen to have a block, we'll slide it underneath the sacrum. And I like to bring it on the medium setting, but you might start with the lowest setting. And if you don't have a block, just gently bring your hips down to the ground. And then we're going to bring the right knee into the chest. Give it a good squeeze and let the left leg reach far forward. And if you have a block underneath your sacrum, you should feel a good stretch through the front of this left leg. And if you don't, you can really keep the left leg active, pull the right knee in towards the right shoulder even more. Flex and point this right toe a couple times just to say hello to the right ankle and the right foot. And then we'll switch it out. Gently drop the right foot down to the ground. Bring your left knee all the way into the chest. Give it a squeeze. And then reach the right leg forward, stretching through the front of the right thigh. Really squeeze left knee into the heart space. Opening up through the front of the right leg. Energize through the right leg to make this feel like even more of a stretch. Release the left knee, drop the left foot down in line, and then bring the right foot to meet it. Press into the feet, lift the hips up towards the sky. If you have a block underneath the hips, slide it out from under, lower the hips all the way down. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a good squeeze. And then take your time. We're going to start to rock and roll the length of the spine, eventually finding chair pose. My challenge for you is to plant the feet, don't touch the ground, bring the hands up overhead. And then we're going to find our cat cows from chair pose. So as you inhale, it's cactus, the arms lift up through the heart. Find cow pose, really arching through the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the elbows together all the way down to the knees, pull the belly button back towards the spine, round. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, open up, cactus, the arms. Exhale, bring it in, round the spine. 1 more. Inhale, lift up, open. Exhale, bring it in, round. Inhale, upwards, reach of the hands tall up overhead. 1 time with the legs straight, cactus, the arms open up through the heart. Inhale, reach tall with the hands. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart if they're not. Pull up and out of your left hip, stretch over to the right. Maybe you look up under your left armpit. Hold. Inhale, bring it up through center. Exhale, dive forward, fold, let it go. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, ragdoll pose, really bend the knees, let the heart space rest on top of the thighs, shake out the head. We'll take an inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, slide the left foot back, find a runner's lunge, hands from your right foot. And then as you inhale, drop your left knee down to the mat. Keep your fingertips on the ground, but brighten through the collarbones, lift the chin. And then slowly start to straighten your right leg, lift the left knee up off the ground, and let your heart space melt down towards your right leg. Gentle hamstring stretch here. 2 times just like that with the breath. Inhale, drop the left knee, lift up through the heart space. Exhale, pull the hips up and back. 1 more time. Inhale, pull it forward, lift up through the heart. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, find your runner's lunge. Neutralize the spine. Plant the hands down into the ground. Bring your right foot back to meet the left. Find your high plank. Option for the reach out around the push-ups. We'll inhale, charge the heels forward. Exhale, come halfway down. Inhale, press up. High plank. Second one, exhale, come halfway down. Last one, inhale, come up. This time we're taking it all the way down to the earth. Knees up or knees down. Lower. Finding our 3 rolling cobras, we'll flip to the tops of the feet. Inhale, cobra pose. Roll the shoulders back as you lift the heart and the chin. Exhale, release, let it go. 2 more times with the breath. Inhale, cobra, lift. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes underneath your feet. Inhale through your tabletop. Exhale to your child's pose. Press your hips to your heels. Walk your hands over to the right, finding that gentle left side body stretch, pulling the left hip towards the left heel. It might even feel good to release your right hand. Bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder and then use that hand to press the right shoulder up, taking this into a gentle twist. Keep walking your hands over towards the right until your shoulders come up on top of your hips. Your right hand's going to come back behind the right hip. Left hand's going to lift up overhead. If it feels okay in the lower back, we'll press the hips up towards the sky, open up through the heart space, reach the left fingertips away from the left knee. Really opening through the front of that left hip. Gently drop the hips down to the heels. Cartwheel the hands down, but when you do, left hand comes underneath the left shoulder, right hand reaches tall overhead. And then exhale, reach the right hand forward, drop the right shoulder down in line with the left. Ground down into your right knee and lift the left leg up. 3 times with the breath. We're going to exhale, elbow to knee, bring it in. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Option 1, hold here. Option 2, bend the left knee, grab the left foot with the right hand, kick the foot into the hand to open up through the heart space. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Gently guide the left knee to cross back behind the right knee. Reach both of your hands forward, press your hips towards your heels, gentle hip stretch here. Slowly roll yourself up. Bring your shoulders back up on top of the wrists, come onto the knees. We're going to uncross this by finding a really gentle pigeon pose. So slide the right knee forward away from the left. Press the left leg back to lengthen through the front of the left leg. Lift up through the heart space. Bring the fingers out wide. Take a big inhale here. And then as you exhale, let the heart space melt down towards the right knee. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, lift open. Exhale, bring it in. Last one. Inhale, lift open. Exhale, bring it in. Okay, inhale, lift open. This time we're going to sit onto the outside of the right hip, swing this left leg all the way around in front of us. And then we're going to plant down into the right, or the left foot rather, and find our Shiva squat. Bring your weight into your left foot, right knee squeezes to the back of the left calf. Option to keep your hands down on the ground or bring them to heart center. As we inhale, we're going to find our grounded airplane, lengthen through the right foot, or warrior 3 with hands at heart center. And then as you exhale, Shiva squat, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, Shiva. Last one. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, Shiva, bring it in. Keep low in the left knee. Nice and slow, keep the hands at heart center, but drop the right foot in line with the left. Find your chair pose. Lift up through the heart space, you got it. And then as you exhale, twist to the right, left elbow hooks outside the right knee. Keep lowering the hips, lengthening through the spine. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come through center, hands reach tall up overhead. Exhale, dive over the hips forward, hold, let it go. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release forward, fold. Inhale, upwards, reach tall with the hands. Bring the feet to hip width distance, grab your right wrist with your left hand, pull up and out of your right hip, and then stretch over towards the left. Inhale, bring it up through center. Exhale, dive over the hips, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, find your runner's lunge, slide the right foot back to the back of the mat, hands from the left foot. Gently drop your right knee down to the ground, but keep your right toes tucked, broaden through the collarbones, lift up through the heart and the chin. And as you exhale, pull the hips up and back, let the heart space release down towards the left leg. 2 times with the breath. Inhale, drop the right knee, open up through the heart. Exhale, pull the hips up and back. Last one. Inhale, drop the right knee, lift up through the heart. Exhale, pull the hips up and back. Inhale, find your runner's lunge. Plant the hands, bring your left foot back to meet the right, find your high plank. Inhale, charge the heels forward. Exhale, come all the way down, nice and slow as you can possibly go. When you get to the bottom, we'll slide the hands forward. Sphinx pose, forearms are on the ground, elbows are right underneath. Shoulders stay really active in the feet. And if you want more of a heart opener, you can bring the hands together and start to press into the hands, lifting the elbows. Be really slow and gentle here for 3, 2. As you release, drop the elbows, slide the heart space down, hands frame the heart. Tuck your toes underneath your feet. Inhale through your tabletop. Exhale to your child's pose, knees wide, hips to heels. Walk your hands over to the left, getting into the right side body this time, pulling right hip down to the right heel. And if you want to go more into the twist on this side, release your left hand, bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Maybe press that left shoulder up. Breathe into the right side, buddy. And we're going to keep walking the hands over to the left until our shoulders come on top of our hips. The left hand comes back behind the left hip. Right hand reaches tall up overhead. And then press your hips up towards the sky. Really lengthen through the front of your right hip. Reach through your right fingertips. Gently lower the hips all the way down. Cartwheel your right hand down underneath your right shoulder. Left hand goes up into the air as your hips stack on top of the knees. And then reach your left hand forward. Drop the left shoulder down in line with the right. Ground down into your left knee. Reach the right leg back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, but knee, pull it in. 2 more times with the breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it in. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Option to hold here or bend the right knee. Grab the right foot with the left hand. Kick foot into hand lift up through the heart space. For 3, 2. Guide your right knee to cross back behind your left knee. So your thighs are crossed here. And then press your hips towards your heels as you reach the hands forward. Gentle hip stretch. Bring your shoulders back up on top of your wrists, coming onto your knees. To exit out of this cross, we're going to bring this left knee forward towards the left wrist, finding a really gentle pigeon pose. Bring the hands wide, tap the fingers, take an inhale, lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, let the heart space melt down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt. Inhale, lift. And we're going to rock onto our left hip. Swing the right leg all the way around. Plant the right foot, finding Shiva squat. Hands come down to the ground to support you. Left knee sticks to the back of the right calf. If you want to play with the balance, hands come to heart center. Take an inhale, find your warrior 3 with hands at heart center. Kick the left leg back. Exhale, bring it back into Shiva squat. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Shiva. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Keep the right knee bent. Drop the left foot to meet the right foot. Chair pose. Lift up through the heart space. And then twist to the left. Right elbow hooks outside the left knee. Keep the hips squared towards the front. Lengthen through the spine. Breathe. Next inhale, come through center. Reach the hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to walk the feet back to our high plank. Moving through an upward facing dog. If you're ready, we'll inhale, charge your heels forward. Exhale, come halfway down. Inhale through upward facing dog, pull the heart space through. And then exhale to downward facing dog, hips go up and back. First time in downward facing, you can pedal out the feet. And let's ground down into the left foot, really lengthen through the heart space. Inhale, find your 3-legged dog, right leg goes high. And then as you exhale, open it up, scorpion pose, stack the right hip on top of the left, really open up through the right side body. If you're ready for it, we can take it all the way into wild thing. Right foot drops behind the left leg, right hand reaches up, press the hips up towards the sky. And then if you're in your wild thing, let's try to keep the right hand lifted. We're gonna lift this right knee and move all the way into easy twist. Bring the right foot forward to the front of the mat, keeping the left hand down, right hand stays up. Slowly pull yourself up. To your twisted crescent, right hand goes back, left hand goes forward. Bend into the left knee to pull the shoulders on top of the hips. If you want it, we'll go reverse. Right hand goes down, left hand goes high. We're going to open all the way up to warrior two to the back of the mat. Open it up, cartwheel the hands up. And then we spin the left toes to face the back of the mat, right toes to face the side of the mat, bend into the left knee. So you should be looking over your left fingertips. We'll inhale, find your reverse warrior. Left hand goes up and back. Really lengthen through the left side body. Maybe you lift the left heel. Sit down into the left knee. Extended side angle. Drop the left heel. Reach the left hand forward. Drop left elbow to left knee or left hand down to mat or block. There we go. Right hand goes up overhead or towards the ceiling, whichever you choose. Let's inhale, find our reverse warrior again. Left hand goes up and back. This time look down at the right foot. And we'll find Skandasana, bending into the right knee. Open up through the toes, sit the hips down towards the right heel. Hands come to heart. So you should be bent into your right knee. Hips are to the front of the mat. We'll come back into our easy twist. Bring the left hand down inside the right foot. Right hand goes up overhead. And then we're going to find our revolved half moon. So keep your left hand down, but it might come a little farther forward in front of the right foot. Launch onto the right leg, lift the left leg up. Keep reaching the right hand up towards the sky. Maybe even bend the left knee, grab the left foot with the right hand and kick the foot into hand to lift up through the heart. Okay, really carefully release the foot if you have it. Bring the right hand down to meet the left. Open it up, regular half moon, left hand reaches tall. If you want Chapasana, you can bend the left knee, grab the left foot with the left hand and kick the foot into hand to open up through the heart. Return to your half moon if you grabbed the foot, lengthen. As slow as you can possibly go, we're going to find warrior two, bending into the right knee. Nice and slow, drop the left foot. Hands come to a T, take a big inhale, find reverse warrior. And then we'll exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the right foot. Drop the left knee down to the ground, pull the hips back, flex the right toes, find your half splits. And then we'll pull ourselves forward, ground onto the right foot, plant the hands, lift the left knee. Bring the right foot back, but hover it above the ground. Bend the right knee. Keep the right knee bent, and then we're going to lower all the way down to the ground. Hips and heart reach at the same time. Look to the top of your left foot. Grab your right foot with your right hand. Take an exhale to let go of all of your air. And then inhale, kick your right foot into your right hand. Find half bow, lift up through the heart. If you want more, you can reach the left hand forward. If you still want more, you can lift the left leg. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring the left hand outside the left shoulder. Keep the right knee bent, but bring the right hand right underneath the right shoulder, and then we'll find swimmer stretch. Roll onto your left hip, right foot stamps back behind the left leg. Come back through center. Both hips drop down to the ground. Plant your hands outside the heart space. Tuck your toes underneath your feet. Inhale through tabletop or high plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. This time ground down into the right foot. As we inhale, three-legged dog, left leg goes high. And as you exhale, open up, stack the left hip on top of the right. If you're ready for it, we'll come into Wild Thing. Come onto the outside edge of the right foot, drop the left foot back behind the right leg, press up with the hips. Left hand reaches forward. And then we'll try to keep the left hand lifted. We're going to lift this left knee and try to bring the left foot all the way forward to the front of the mat. Easy twist, keeping the right hand down, left hand stays up. Ground down into the feet first, and then slowly let your left hand pull you up. Twisted crescents. AirPods are always wanting to fly out of my ear when I go upside down. And then if you want, we'll take it into reverse. Left hand goes down, right hand goes high. And then we'll open it all the way up to warrior two to the back of the mat. So we'll open up, tee up the arms, spin the right toes to face the back of the mat, left toes face the side of the mat, and then bend into the right knee. Really lengthen through the fingertips. Make sure shoulders are stacked directly over the hips. Square your ribs off towards the side of the mat. Open up through the arms. Find a soft but fierce gaze. We'll inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand goes up and back. Maybe it feels good to lift the right heel. Really lengthen through that right side body. Extended side angle, drop the right heel, right elbow comes down to the right knee as the left hand goes up towards the sky or overhead. Yogi's choice. Really pull the left rib cage on top of the right. Return to reverse warrior. Right hand goes up high. Look down towards your left foot behind you. And then we'll find Skandasana to the front of the mat. So bend into the left knee, hands cup to heart. Moving into easy twist to the front of the mat. Square off the hips. Drop your right hand inside the left foot. Left hand goes up overhead. Revolved half moon. We launch onto the left foot. Right hand comes a little farther forward. Lift the right leg up. Keep twisting through the upper body. Hips should be square off towards the mat. Breathe deep. You got it. This is a really great place for a block if you have one underneath the right hand. Moving into regular half moon. Drop the left hand. Lift the right hand up. If you want Shavasana, you can bend the right knee, grab the right foot with the right hand. You can really kick the foot into the hand, really stack the right hip on top of the left. Release Shavasana if you have it. Extend through the fingertips as slow and gently as you can, trying to find warrior two without letting your right foot make a sound. Drop it to the back of the mat. Take an inhale to reverse your warrior. Left hand goes up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the left foot. Drop your right knee down to the earth, pull the hips back, find your half splits. And we'll return to our runner's lunge, plant the left foot, lift the right knee up, plant the hands, bring your left foot back, but hover it above the ground. Bend the left knee, keep the left knee bent, we lower all the way down to the earth, hips and heart reach at the same time. Flip to the top of your right foot. Grab your left foot with your left hand. Kick left foot into left hand to lift up through the heart. Maybe the right hand goes forward. Maybe the right leg lifts. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Keep the left knee bent. Reach the right arm away from the right shoulder, all the way out to the side. Left fingertips come underneath the left shoulder, and then roll onto your right hip, bringing the left foot back behind you for the swimmer stretch. Come through center, plant the hips, plant the hands outside the heart space, tuck your toes, then come up to your tabletop position. Finding puppy pose, we'll walk the hands forward, let the heart space melt down to the ground. Maybe you drop your forehead onto a block if you have one. Maybe you lift the forehead up and melt the heart space down. Just trying to make this really active in the shoulders. Know that you can always back out if it's too much. Breathe. Gently drop, relax the arms, and then pull yourself forward to your Sphinx pose. And you might need to pull yourself forward if your toes aren't on your mat. If they're hanging off your mat, pull yourself a little further forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to tuck the toes underneath the feet, engage the legs, lift the kneecaps, and then engage the core, lift the hips to your low plank. And then we're going to walk the feet up towards the elbows, dolphin pose. If this feels okay in the shoulders, we'll press into the hands, lift the elbows at the same time, find downward facing dog. Take an inhale to look forward in between your hands. Exhale, step, walk, hop, or float. We're going to find Malasana frog squat at the front of the mat. Hands come to heart. Okay, and this is a kind of fun way to get into full wheel pose. And if this does not feel good in the lower back or the shoulders and you want to take a different hip opener or a heart opener or hip opener in a different way, totally fine. But if you want to play with this with me, what we'll do is we'll bring our right hand back behind us, kind of far, and then we'll slowly start to press the hips up towards the sky, rotating those right fingertips. Sorry if I dropped an AirPod here. Nope, we got it. Into our full wheel. You can even come out the other way, grounding down into the left hand, letting the fingers rotate around as you refine Malasana here. And then if you want to try it the other way, you can go for it. But let's take a few breaths first, really lengthen through the spine. And then if you're ready, we'll go with the left hand this time. So really pay attention to this left shoulder. Lift up through the hips and then let the fingertips slide around behind you. Full wheel. And then if you might want to come out the opposite way or a different way. I almost feel like getting out is easier than getting into that. Play as long as you would like to. When you've had enough, we'll meet in a seat. Inhale a forward fold to kind of shake that out. Flex the toes. Really take a second to be here with a long spine. And then let's try to keep the long spine here. Walk the hands forward. Check in with the back. And if it feels good, you can release the heart space down, rounding through the spine. You might play with pointing or flexing the toes here to make it a really different stretch. Let's keep the legs where they are. Slowly roll the back. Engage through the core to lower all the way down. Once you get down, we'll find happy baby pose. Bring the knees into the armpits. Reach for your feet with your hands, and if you can't do this without lifting your back up off the ground like this, we want to keep the lower back on the ground. So if you can't do that, bend the knees even more, grab the knees instead of the feet. But if you can keep your lower back down, we'll find happy babies. Reach for the feet. Find some movement here. If that feels good, rolling around, giving yourself a little back massage. Then bring your knees together. Give yourself a really big squeeze and gratitude. And release. Shavasana pose. Let the legs go long through the shoulders, underneath the heart space. And then we'll end this practice by taking a huge breath together. Start by exhaling all of your air out. Big inhale through the nose to fill. Lift, open, expand, let it all in, hold. Open the mouth, let it all go. If you have the gift of time today, I always encourage staying here a little bit longer, maybe moving into a seated meditation, starting a timer for 15 minutes maybe. But if you're ready to move on with your day and find movement in the body, let's start by bringing in some deep breaths. Eventually making your way into a full body stretch with hands reaching overhead. Bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big squeeze. And then find a seat, however feels best for you. Bowing in gratitude. Thank you so much for watching, for practicing, and as always, feel free to leave any questions, comments, requests, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.